So in today's video, I am going to be reviewing one of my subscribers' website. And not only am I going to be reviewing his website, I'm actually going to be redesigning his website on areas I think he could have improved on. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want to get your website reviewed by myself and also redesigned by myself, then make sure that you guys email me over your website link. My email will be down in the description. Without further ado, let's get into this video. All right, so basically I'm going to firstly refresh the actual website. Okay, so I'm going to go English. All right, so firstly off the bat, I like the animation when you go over to the website. Now the font could be a bit hard to read because of the actual font family, the actual design of the font, and also because of the sizing of the font. It's a bit too small, especially for the hero section. And also for the images, I like the idea of having a slide and the different locations and nice high quality picture of the villas as well, but the sizing is a little bit too small for the hero section. Or even though you wanted to go with that exact same size for your hero section, maybe increasing the column of where the text is and increasing the width, and maybe putting the box with images over more to the right, and then having only one button basically. So if you're going to have a button here with the images, then basically remove these buttons, or if you want to keep these buttons, maybe remove the buttons over here. That's just a suggestion that I have. And another thing is that I can see based on these texts that these are center aligned. So since you're placing this on the left column on the left side of the screen, then you should probably left align these texts to make it look a little bit nicer on your website. So over with the second section is pretty much the exact same thing. So basically what you could do is also left align these, because it's on the left side of your images, it's on the left side of your website, so you can also want to left align it just to make it look a bit more nicer, and maybe also increase the sizing of this as well. I would say increase the size of this font, and also the same here. And another thing here is I can see that here when you put this image, you left like no gaps on the right side, which is no problem, but the only problem is here you try to do the same, and as you can see, it's almost basically cutting some of the text on the left side. So you can also give this a bit more spacing on the left, and also here, right here, you give this a bit more padding on the right before the actual image. And again, you could put this on you can align this text on the left and also make it a little bit bigger, and the gap between the actual heading and the description, you could remove that a little bit as well. So now when we go over to the second section, the padding between this is way too small. It's almost a bit too clustered, and once you get to this section, and it's also not kind of the same with here as well, but it doesn't need to be the exact same, but almost needs to be similar, because here we have a good bit of padding, and here we have basically no padding as well, and the font is basically completely different to this one here, and also this one here. That's actually something I didn't even realize when from the hero section to here, the font family is not the same at all. So I actually like this font, this one here. If you could have used this font for all for this and for this, and even the sizing of this font is nice. I think I really like the fonts that you're using after this section here. So anyways, the font was good, but the gap, you could have increased the gap. And then here the actual description is a little bit too small. Explore our collection of villas and discover the one you have always dreamed of. Immerse yourself in luxury and comforts in a paradisical setting that will make your dreams come true. Book now to live a unique experience in your ideal villa. The reason I read that was just to see if you could have fit in an image in that section. I guess so. I'm going to guess that this was a little bit of a call to action. So what I would have said if this was a call to action, maybe have it a little bit more poppy, and definitely have a call to action button as after the text, because the text did seem very call to action, which is not bad. And again, I told you I like the font that you put here, but you could have increased the padding over here and also for underneath. And since it is a call to action, you could have added an image, or you could have just added a button after your descriptions. So over here, exclusive designs, prime locations, security and privacy, it's pretty much the exact same thing. You could have given this a bit more padding, because these two sections are really clustered. So these two sections are very clustered, so you could definitely have added more spacing and padding into these. And then here, where I would believe this would have went better up here, these two buttons, explore and contact us, would have went better under here, this call to action text, and it shouldn't be under these 3 columns. So maybe I'm going to say maybe you meant to put it up here and instead it was over here. I don't know, but either ways, you know now that sorry, that these should go up here. It would look better up there. And then again, it's the same thing. It's the same thing over here. It's very clustered. So after this, everything became very clustered, but the fonts did get better. So that's one thing I want to say. The fonts did get better. So if you use this font and go back up, then it'll be better. I'm not sure if this is the same font as the one you use here, because this is uppercase and this isn't, and it's a little bit thicker. So I don't know if it's the same font, but it looks a little bit different. But again, I don't know because I could be wrong. So here you put this. This is center aligned also. You could have put on the right, you could have put on the left. It probably would look a bit nicer if you left aligned it or even right aligned it. Center isn't too bad. But try left aligning these text. So enjoy the Belushi life to the fullest. The image here is really nice. Another great thing that I want to say about this website is you had a really good image selection. The image that you chose for your websites are really high quality. So that's really good. And then you put 50% standing views and exquisite design and unparalleled luxury. That's fine as well, but the description you use for this under the 50% is different from the font that you use for this one. So the description you're using for this and the font you're using for this they're not the same. So far what I'm noticing on the website is a lot of inconsistencies with the fonts and with the spacings, and that's basically just a lot of inconsistencies. This I'm pretty sure you're supposed to put this up here, so I'm gonna say maybe that was just a mistake and you're supposed to put that up here. I'm not too sure. And then here, this is a bit confusing because I'm not able to tell if this is like a whole new section or if it's in with this section. I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure if this is in with this section or if it's a complete different one, and what's almost the purpose of these images. I'm not too sure. And then even with this, the width is is not the same as the ones you're using up here. So this definitely looks like this is definitely a full width, and then this one is not a full width, so it just makes it look a bit odd. So again, another thing that another fault that I see in these websites is just little inconsistencies. So this one might be full width, and then this one isn't full width, and then this one's full width, and then this one isn't full width, and then this one is full width, and then this one isn't full width. Just a bunch of inconsistencies that I'm seeing over here. Now this is in Spanish. I'm not sure what this is. Based on what I'm seeing maybe it's the areas where they're available right now. I'm not too sure what that is exactly, but anyways, here is this is the reviews. This isn't too bad. I would say there's almost no need for the 5-star. What would be better if you put a heading over here and saying something like customer reviews, because really for the 5-star this could be actually inside the review. So under here her name, or even under right here the location, there could be a small icon with 5 stars. So there's almost no need to put the full 5 stars over here, just because it does explain what the section is about. But I'm almost confident it'll be better if you put in a heading over here, and then you put in the 5-star icon over here, and just remove this one over here. Yeah, that's what I'll definitely say. I'll definitely just say remove this over here. Now you did give this a little bit of padding, so that is one thing I see you did. And then again here, this is definitely not the same font that you were using up here. So again, a lot of inconsistencies. And then I know this is your logo, so that's fine. And then for this one here, this could have been done in the footer. I'm pretty sure that you got this from Gitter the effect. I could be wrong. Looks like a Gitter effect. That's no problem. It just looked like it could be in your heading, your header, which is this, or your footer, which is something that goes at the very bottom of your website. You could have put that in the footer, but it's not too bad. But there could have been a little bit more creative ways, or ways that was in sync with the website to put in your Instagram. But again, that's no problem. So basically, I'm over now to the end of the website. And basically, what I'll say is there was a lot of inconsistencies with the fonts, with the spacings, with the colors as well. There was a lot of inconsistencies with the colors as well with the website. A bunch of clutter as well. I'm sure this was supposed to be up there. and basically a lot of inconsistency, about a bunch of clutter, and then just a bunch of stuff that didn't really add to the actual design. So the design wasn't flowing. So how I'll put this is basically like this just didn't really flow in with the design, or this kind of just put off the kind of website, the whole big 5 stars. And because up here when we start off the website, we're looking at more of a luxurious design, basically, because we can see, you know, the nice looking villas and the fonts. The font that you put on the very front, that wasn't my favorite as well, because it is a bit hard to read and it's a bit small, and it wasn't left aligned as well. So basically I'll just say there's just a bunch of inconsistencies, and the fonts could have been better. This one was good, so if you use this font for all of it and increase the size, and also the big one was basically the spacing as well, because we can see here as well I'm not getting everything in line perfectly. But now what we're going to do is we're going to basically redesign this website on the next slide. So stay tuned to see how I take matters into my own hands and redesign this website. You guys could comment down below which one you guys prefer, or if there was anything I'm missing, or if there's anything I could have done better, and let's get into it. What we're going to do is we're going to create a section. So we are going to go over to our first section. So we're going to click on here and we're going to add a section with 2 columns, and we're going to go to width, and then for width we're going to go 13. So we're going to go 13, and then for height we're going to go 794. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in our background image, because with the other site the hero section was a little bit different. This time I'm going to make the website based on the first type of website, but we're going to do the hero section. We're going to make the hero section a little bit different. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in this one. As you can see, this looks a bit off. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down here, and I'm going to click on display size, and we're going to go to cover. So we're going to click on cover, and then we're going to leave the position. So basically we're going to leave everything. So then we're going to go to background overlay, and I'm going to click on this one here, gradient. And then for this one here, the first one, we're going to color this one fully black. And then for the second one, we're not going to change the color, but what we're going to do is just we're going to reduce the opacity altogether. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to angle. I'm going to push this back. I'm going to leave that 88, and then for opacity we're going to go up. I'm going to leave that 069. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in our text. So let's see how that's looking. Great. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in our text. So we're going to add in heading. I'm using the Elements Kit header for heading, but you could just use a normal one if you don't want to get any additional plugins. Why is this not coming up? 1 second. Let me type it up again. So this one right here. So I'm going to click on this, and then we're going to copy in our heading from the website that we're going to be basically redesigning. So I'm just going to copy that in now. Copy that. Paste that here, just like that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to style, and then we're going to go to heading, and I'm going to color this in white. I'm going to color this fully white, just like that. And then we're going to go over, and we're going to click on typography. We're going to go here, and I'm going to go and click on Poppins. It's going to do that word glitch, okay. And then we're going to go to 700 for the weight. And I'm going to put that uppercase, which it already is, but we're just going to put that uppercase. And then for the size, we're going to go 45 for the size. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to content, and then we're going to go over to separator. I'm going to remove the separator there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go back to title, and I want to just color in or highlight in some of the key text that in this heading. So we're going to highlight in dreams. So we're going to click on here, and we're going to click on this bracket, the one with the pointy arrow on the other side. I'm going to do for the end as well. Give that a gap, and then we're going to also do it for Balearic, I think it's called. Just like that. And then we're going to go to style, and we're going to go to focus title, And I'm going to go with the main orange that we're going to be using for this tutorial, just to give it a bright look. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to description. I'm going to copy the description from the site that we're redesigning, because we're just redesigning the actual site, not the content. So we're going to copy the description, go back here, paste that in. Of course it's doing it like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste it in like this, paste that match style. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to title description. I'm going to color this in white, and then we're going to go over to font family, and we're going to go with Poppins, and then we're going to go with 600, and I'm going to go capitalize, and then for the size we're going to go 16, just like that. And then we're going to unlink these, and then we're going to go to title, and we're going to unlink these as well. We're going to unlink all the margins, and then for the top we're going to give that, no, not the top, I mean the bottom, I am going to go with 5. So now let's see how that looks. Perfect. So now what we want to add is our button. So we're going to be adding in 2 buttons. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in one here, and then we're going to change the text to explore your new home. And then we're going to go to style. We're going to change the typography. We're going to go with Poppins. And then we're going to go with 600, or actually 700, sorry. And then we're going to go uppercase. And then for the size, we're going to go 15. And then for the background, we're going to go with our main orange down here. And then for the radius, we're going to give this a radius of 5, just like that. And then we're going to go to advanced, and we're going to go over to width, and we're going to go and click inline. So once we inline that, we're going to go over to, we're going to right click it, and we're going to click on duplicate, and then we're going to go into the second one. And firstly, we're going to go over to advanced, we're going to unlink the margins, and we're going to go to left. I'm going to give this a margin of 10, just like so. And then we're going to go over to the second one. I'm going to change the text. So we're going to go into learn more about us, or actually just put it into about us just to make it shorter. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go to style, and for the background we're going to fully make this transparent. So we're going to go all the way to the left, and then we're going to go over to border type. I'm going to go over here, I'm going to click on solid, and we're going to go for 3, and I'm going to color this in our main green right here. And then here we're going to also give it the same width, just because it's going to be uneven if we don't. So we're going to go to border type, I'm going to go to solid, and then we're going to give it 3 also, 3, and then we're going to give it the same color, the bright green. So now let's see how that looks. Perfect. So now you might see that the hero section is a bit too big for the text and it looks a bit off. Don't worry, because we are going to be putting up a header at the end, so that's going to fix that. And we're also going to put in a column at the bottom, so that's going to fix that. So speaking of the column, we're going to add in the column now. So what we're going to do is we're going to be adding in a column at the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to add in a section, and then we're going to go over, going to give this width of 13, and then we're going to go over here, and I'm going to go over to intersection. I'm going to add that there, and I'm going to click on the column, and we're going to add one more column. Perfect. So now I'm going to click on the intersection, and we're going to go over to height. I'm going to give this a height of 240. Let me just get that to 240. So we're going to give this a height of 240. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to icon box, and we're going to go over to box, and we're going to icon position, and we're going to go this side, and then for the alignment we're going to go this side. So now what we're going to do is first we're going to change the actual columns. I'm going to go with home. This is based on the website that we're redesigning, so they had a column and we're basically just redoing the column. So the first one was exclusive designs, and we're going to get the description from this site as well. So we're going to go just copying and pasting out from other screen, paste that there.
Okay, so we're gonna edit this one first. So we're gonna go with icon, and firstly we're gonna color this in our main orange, and we're gonna go a much more smaller size. So we're gonna leave at 36 for the icon, and then we're gonna go down to content, and we're gonna change the color of our heading to black, and I want to change the text to Poppins, like so. And then we're gonna go with 700, and we're gonna go uppercase, and then we're gonna lower the size of this, and we're gonna go 22, and then we're gonna go to description, and we're gonna color this in black also, and we're gonna go with typography, and we're gonna go with Poppins, and then we're gonna go for this, we're gonna go 500, and we're gonna reduce the sizing. I said reduce and I made it bigger. We're gonna reduce the sizing 16, and then we're going to, actually I forgot to capitalize it, we're gonna capitalize it, and then we're gonna go over here to title, and we're gonna see where it says spacing, and we wanna put that just there to 3. 3 looks fine. So we're gonna go to 3, and let's see how that looks right now. Okay, so as you can see, that's looking perfect. But now I don't like the way it's just a bit too up to the clock, too up to the top. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna mess around with the padding. So we're gonna go to the first column, and then we're gonna go over to the padding, and then for the top we're gonna go gonna go 50, and then for the left gonna go, I think 15 is fine. Let's see how it looks. So 15. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy this, I'm gonna do the exact same. So we're gonna copy in the column, so we're gonna copy in the thing. So now for the second one, we're basically just gonna put in the exact same thing for the rest. So we're gonna go prime locations, and we're gonna change in the icon, and we're gonna go with beach, and we're gonna copy in the description that is placed over here, paste, and then for here we're gonna go over and we're gonna put security and privacy, security and privacy. I'm gonna copy in what is here also. Perfect. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on the intersection, and we're gonna go over to advanced. I'm gonna unlike this, and I'm gonna go over and we're gonna go top. I'm gonna go minus. I'm gonna start pushing this up. Man, I think I moved the wrong one. 1 second. I forgot to give the intersection a background color. We're supposed to give the intersection a background color, so we're gonna go white. White for the intersection, because then it's just gonna go transparent. So now we're gonna do the exact same thing we just did, and now we're gonna move this up, 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 onto just about the 100. I'm gonna leave mine at. Let me just see how it looks first before I give a definite answer how it's gonna look. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave mine at just, since 109. Let me just give it 1010, and there's no need for the Z index. I thought that was what it was. I forgot to give it a background, so you can remove the Z index. No need for that. So now we're gonna go with style, and I'm gonna go to border, and then I want to go to back shadow. So we're going to leave it as black, but we're going to reduce the intensity just a little bit, and then we're going to increase the blur to about 19, 20, whichever one looks right. I think 19 looks right. And then we're going to go over here to radius. I'm going to give this a all-round radius of 5. And I'm actually going to increase the blur while simultaneously decreasing the opacity of the actual shadow. So let's see how that looks. Okay, that's looking great. That's looking perfect. Let me just see if I can actually increase the spread just to about 2, because I don't want to have too much spread. Okay, so that's looking perfect. Now the gap between these is just a bit annoying, so I'm just going to separate this just I just don't like how close this is to that. So I'm gonna click on the column, and then we're gonna go 5. Actually, I'm not even gonna give it anything for the left side. I'm gonna leave it for the left, just like that. If anything, I would probably even give it more going backwards, if anything. But anyways, leave that back. So let's see how that's looking. Okay, and yeah, basically no need to do for the same thing because it's going from the left side. So basically that is everything done. Now for the bottom, it's not even, so I'm gonna go over to advanced, and I'm gonna go to padding. Okay, and then we're going to go over to layout, and we're gonna go to minimum height. I'm just gonna reduce it to 222, just because I didn't like how uneven it was at the for the things. If anything, you could actually even take it lower. Now, depending on how you want yours to look, I'm just gonna go a little bit lower because I just don't like the gap on the bottom. It just didn't look a bit even, so I'm gonna leave mine like this. I think it's looking perfectly fine the way it's looking right now. So this is the hero section. Now we don't have the many done yet. As I said, I'm going to do that at the end. So now what we're going to do is we're going to move over onto just a little talking points in the website. So we're going to get straight started with that right now. Just another talking point in the site. So what we're going to do is we're going to open a section with 2 columns. We're going to go over and we're going to give this a width of 1313, and then we're going to click on the section, and for the top we're going to click on advanced, and we're going to unlink these, and we're going to give this a bit of margin at the top. So we're going to go down a good bit. So we're going to go down to 90 should be fine. So then we're going to give this height. We're going to go over to height, and we're going to put it just at for 500. So basically just roughly 500. Mine is a bit off, but you know. So now we're going to go to add elements, and then I'm going to go over to heading, the exact same heading. Now if you wanted to do this, you could just almost copy and paste this because it's going to be kind of the same style, but for video purposes I am not going to be doing that. So what I'm going to be doing is we're going to start off with the heading. So we're going to go over to the other website, and I'm going to copy in the heading that they use for this type of section that we're going to be redesigning. So we're going to remove the separator, and it's going to be a subtitle. So we're going to add subtitle, and the subtitle is luxury villas and affordable. I think it sounds better if I say luxury villas at affordable prices. Yeah, I think that sounds a little bit better. So we're going to go before title for this one, and I'm going to go on to show subtitle. I mean show sub border, whatever. Anyways, and then we're going to go over to this description, and I'm going to copy in the description. I know this is looking ugly at the moment, but just wait till we get to style, and then we can fix this junk. So now we're going to go over to style, and then we're going to go over to heading. I mean title. Why did my voice just crack like that? Anyways, so we're going to go over to change it to fully black, because this is not really fully black. It's like a little bit gray. I'm trying to look for black. Can't find it. Alright, there it is. So we're going to go to fully black, and then we're going to go over here, and I'm going to go over to pop-ins. And then we're going to go over to weight, and we're going to go over to 700. I'm going to go to transform. I'm going to go uppercase, and then for the size we're going to go over to 34. Now we're going to go 700. We're going to leave at 700. So we're going to leave at 700, and then we're going to go over to subtitle. I'm going to color this in the main orange. And for this, we're going to go pop-ins as well. I'm going to go uppercase, and pretty much the same, but lower size of the font. So we're going to go 17, and we're going to go uppercase. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is, so for the left side, we're going to leave the left, but for the right, we're going to remove the right completely. So now for the left, we're firstly going to color this in. We're going to color in the main color also. And then we need to get this to, it's not really balanced, so we're going to unlink this, and now it's going to look a bit off. So for right, we're going to give it a padding of 10, and then we're going to go for bottom. We're going to go bottom. I'm going to go 3, just get it right in the middle. And then for the width, I want it to be a little bit longer, so we're going to give it a, I don't know what it says, but we're going to give 60 anyways. It doesn't say pixel, doesn't say percentage. So we're going to give it 50. And then for the title description, we're going to go over here. We're going to color this in black. And I'm going to give this a font family of Poppins. Okay. And then we're going to go over to 500. And I'm going to go over to transform. And we're going to go capitalize. And I'm going to give this a size of 16. And I'm going to click onto margin. I'm going to unlink this. And I'm going to go to bottom. I'm going to leave that 10. I'm going to go to title. I'm going to unlink this. And I'm going to go to bottom. I'm going to give this 5. And then for the subtitle, let me see how I like. Subtitle seems fine. It doesn't need too much more gap. It doesn't need much more gap before that. After the subtitle, I mean. And then we're going to add in a button. So we're going to go over to button and we're going to click over here. And we're just going to write a little call to action. Is just going to be explore now. Okay. So now we're going to change in. The button is basically the same thing we put in a hero. I could just copy the style. But you know what? Let me actually just show you. Maybe none of you guys ever copied the style. Let me just show you how it works. So you can copy this one because it's going to look exactly the same. Now this is not going to copy the text. It's literally just going to copy the color, the font, the radius, the sizing. And then we're going to click here and I'm going to click on copy paste style. And then you see it didn't change the font. It didn't change the text. It literally just changed the style of the button. So it's a really, really easy way to it helps with your website, basically not having to repeat the exact same thing over and over again, especially if you know it's basically the exact same styling that you're going to put. I could have done that for the heading also. I could have put the exact same styling, but I could just reduce the font, but just letting you guys know. So for the image, we're going to go over and I'm going to add in this image here. I just made this image in Canva, so you know it's very simple. You just get one image and then you get another image and just layer it on top of it. It's very simple, but I got this on Canva. So as you can see, this is done. This section is done. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add another section, and it's going to be replicating the section in the other website, the website that we're redesigning, where there was a bunch of photos, and basically it didn't say it, but I'm going to guess that it was basically just showing, you know, the top destinations that they are selling their villas or have villas being listed. So basically we're just going to be showing the top destinations in this next section. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add in one section here, and then for the top we're going to give this we're going to remove this. I'm going to give this a margin of 65. So we're going to give this a margin of 65, and I'm going to click on plus, and then we're going to click on heading. Boom, boom. And I'm going to add in heading here, and then for the text we're going to put in top Balearic locations. So we're going to just put in that, and then we're going to go over to subtitle. We're going to add a subtitle, and we're going to write in the Balearic. This is so hard to spell, I don't even know why, even though it's right beside me. But anyways, Balearic lifestyle to the fullest. Okay, and then we're gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over to before title, and then we're gonna go over to title description. And I am not going to write this in, so I'm gonna copy it. So give me 1 second. I'm just copying it here on this other screen. Okay, got that. So we're gonna go over here, paste and match style, and then finally we're gonna remove the separator that I never seem to keep. Anyway, so we're gonna start off with the heading. So we're gonna go over to black, fully black. Again, I can't find it. There we go. Fully black. I definitely do need to also remove all those colors that we don't need anymore. It's always wasting a bit of time just scrolling through looking for the colors. Okay, so we're gonna go to weight, and then we're gonna go to 700, and then we're also gonna go to transform. We're gonna go uppercase, And then for the size, the size of the font, we're gonna go 30. And then for subtitle, we're gonna go color that in our main color. Click on that, and then we're gonna go over to typography, and then we're gonna go to Poppins, and then we're gonna go over to, I'm gonna leave that 700. I'm gonna go to transform, and we're gonna go uppercase, and we're gonna go leave that at 17, and then we're gonna click on this. We're gonna unlink this, and I'm gonna go to bottom. I'm gonna give that 10, and then we're going to go over to title description. Gonna go up with Poppins, and we're gonna go with 500, and then we're gonna go transform, and I'm gonna go capitalize, and then we're gonna go 16, and then we're going to capitalize. So now I'm gonna color this in black, just here, and I'm gonna unlink this, and I'm gonna go 5, and I'm gonna go tile, I'm gonna unlink this, and I'm gonna go 10. Okay, so now we can get started. So now we're gonna add in another section, and I'm gonna add in this one over here. Instead, we're gonna add in another column, just like that. So we're gonna make this one bigger. So then we're gonna try to get these onto the same sizing. So I'm gonna click on this. So we're gonna leave that at there. So we're gonna leave that like that. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on call to action. So we're gonna add in our first one right here. So we're gonna add a call to action. We're not gonna go classic, we're gonna go cover. So we're gonna add in our first image of Ibiza. So we're gonna go Ibiza. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to content, and we're gonna write in Ibiza. And then we're gonna remove the description, all of it. We're not gonna need it. Now, if you wanna put a description, you know, you're free to do that, but we're just not gonna need it. And I'm gonna click onto, instead of visit, I'm gonna click, instead of whatever it was before, I didn't even see it. Whatever it was, I think it was click here. I'm gonna put in visit. So we're gonna add in also a ribbon, and we're gonna write in pop you there, and I'm gonna go put this on the left side there, and we're gonna put that on the left side, and then that's basically it for the content. So now we're gonna go to style, and we're gonna left align this. I'm gonna go bottom. I'm gonna put that at the very bottom, and then we're gonna go over to hover effects. I'm not a big fan of the hover effects. I'm just gonna remove the hover effects, and then I'm gonna go overlay color. I'm gonna go black, and then we're gonna go to opacity. I'm gonna reduce this because we do want to see something, but we just don't want it to be too bright, so we can actually see, you know, the text. So that's perfect. So now we're gonna go to the button. We're gonna start off with the button, and then we're gonna go Poppins. I'm gonna go 600, and we're gonna go uppercase. I'm gonna go decorate. I'm gonna remove the underline, so we're gonna go none, and then we're gonna go to background color, and we're gonna go with our main orange, and then for the border we're gonna go nothing. So nothing. We want to see everything like that. So now we're going to go over to the content, and we're gonna go to the title, and we're gonna go Poppins, and we're gonna go 700. I'm gonna go uppercase like that, and now we're gonna go over to the ribbon, and we're gonna color the background in our main orange as well, and we are going to go Poppins also, and we're literally basically gonna leave it like that. We're just gonna change the font because it already came in uppercase, and 500 weight was what I was gonna leave it at. So now we're gonna see what we have. Okay, so now we can make a few changes. So what I want to do is we're going to go over here, and we're going to go over to advanced, and I'm going to go over to border, and we're going to go radius, and radius is going to be 5. Okay, so we're going to give it a radius of 5, and then I'm going to go over here back to style. I'm going to go back to the top, and I'm going to go over and play with the height of this. So I'm liking at the 320 range for the height. And then we're going to, something I actually forgot to do, my favorite number for the width, 1313, because I was wondering why it was a little bit small on the width. So we're gonna go 1313. Perfect, like that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to copy this into this, and we're basically just going to redo it. So we're going to go for the second one, we're going to choose Palma right here. So we're going to change the title. We're going to go Palma. We're going to leave it at visit, but we're going to remove the ribbon for this one. We're going to remove the ribbon. I'm going to leave it at that. And we're going to copy this one. I'm going to put it onto the next one here. And I'm not even going to try pronounce the next city, but I'm going to copy this because I'm not going to know how to spell it. I'm going to go to content. I'm going to paste it here, just like that. And then we're going to go over here to this section. I'm going to click on duplicate. And then for this one, the big one here, we're going to move that to the opposite side just to give it that little bit of a twist. And then for the first one, we're going to click onto it. And the second country is, no, we already put that one. Is, again, I'm not even going to try pronounce that. And I'm going to copy and paste it because spelling that is going to be a nightmare. And then I'm going to paste that in, and then we'll go to the second one, and this one here, I'm going to copy Delta Villa, going to click on select, change the content, paste that in, and then we're going to go to this one over here, the big one, and it's, again, not going to even try to pronounce that. And then we're going to go over here, and then we're going to remove the ribbon, and then put this where the content is, where the title is. I'm going to see how that looks. That is looking perfect, guys. That is looking perfect. All right, I got that changed. Anyways, so now we're going over to the last section, which is the testimonial section in the website that we just reviewed. So now we're going to click on section, and we're going to go to the top. I'm going to go 1313. Yeah, this gets a little bit pretty much the same. You guys could put in your own. For this last one, what I'm actually going to do is just show you how much faster it could be when you know, like when you're using similar font sizes or similar heading sizes, on how fast it can actually be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the copy and paste. I'm going to do the paste style. So what we're going to do is go to heading right here, like so, and I'm going to write in what we want to write. So for the title, we're going to write in top Balir review. I'm gonna go subtitle and say, look as all are happy customers. Okay, so now I'm gonna go before title, and I'm gonna go separate it. I'm gonna unlink this. Okay, and then we're gonna go over to this one. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna paste out. See how fast that was, and you see how easy it was when you're using the same, font sizes and the same basic structure. But anyway, so we're gonna add another one here, and I'm gonna go over to 1313 again, and then we're going to click over here, and I'm going to go over to testimonial carousel, and I'm going to go over to slides per view. I want to go over to 3. I want it to be 3. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to style, and then we're going to go, I want to get see the border first before I could do space between all that. So we're going to go 3, and then we're going to go we're going to leave the background color. For the border color, we're going to go to our main orange, and then for the radius, we're going to go with 5, and then we're going to go content. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to go to Poppins for the font, and I'm going to go 500, and then for the style, we're going to go to normal, and then for the size, I'm going to go 17. And then as you can see, this is just a little bit off because it doesn't, it's not in line with the actual heading. So what I like to do is go over to this, and then I just like to push it over to the left. Actually padding, I like to go over and push it more to the left, just so it's more in line with the actual heading. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add in the heading over here. So we're going to add in another section, and it's going to be 3 this like just like so, and I'm gonna go 1313. And then we're going to go to add elements, and for the first one we're going to add in an image, which is going to be the logo. So we're going to add in our logo here. And then for the second one is going to be menu. So we're going to add in our WordPress menu, which is going to be there. And then we're going to go over to the column, where the middle column where our heading is, where our menu is. I'm going to go to middle. And then we're going to go over back here, and I'm going to go to style, and then we're going to go to typography, and we're going to go with Poppins. And we're going to remove the underline, and we're going to go over to uppercase, and we're going to increase the sizing. $18 looks about right. And then we're going to go to white. Now we're not going to be able to see it right now, but when we push it up, we're going to be able to see it. And then we're going to basically get this right here. I'm going to copy this, I'm going to put this over here. And we're going to do is put this down to middle, and then we're going to change the text to call here, and I'm going to add the emoji of a phone. This one here. I'm going to add this one here. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to click onto this, and then we're going to go to advanced, and we're going to go to unlink this, and we're going to give this minus, and basically we're just going to cover up the space. And I see the way the color, the logo doesn't come out. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go to Z index. I'm going to click on 1, and then we're going to do the exact same thing for the button, because I can see that's not coming out too. And we're going to go advanced, and we're going to click on 1. So now we're going to go back here, and then we're going to click on to minus. I'm going to keep on going up until we see no more white gaps. There's still some white gaps, so we're going to keep on going up. Let's see now. Just a tiny bit more, so we're going to keep on going up a little bit more. And we can see that's basically all gone now. And now what we're going to do is, just for this, I'm going to just increase the horizontal padding. So we're going to increase that there, just like that. And let's look at that now. And that is perfect. So now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that this website is responsive on desktop and also mobile. So on tablet and mobile. So first we're going to go start off with tablet. So you can see this is a little bit off. So we're going to start off with, I think we're going to start off with the heading, with the actual header, or yeah, the header. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to here, the second one that holds, okay, this is a bit weird. Yeah, so basically that's what we're trying to do. We're going to unlink that. So now what we're going to do is just remove that there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over here, and I'm basically just going to try push that over there. That's basically all I'm doing. So we're going to just go over here, and then we're going to go here, and then we're going to go, first this always needs to be full, and then we're just going to go over to this side. That's basically it. And I don't really like the default, the default menu. So I just usually go over to menu and look for a different icon. I usually prefer this one if it's sitting on the right. It looks very nice. So we're going over here, and then just going to style this a little bit. So we're going to go to toggle button, and then the background is going to be the main green one also. And then the actual color is going to be white, and we're going to increase the size. Going to increase the sizing a little bit. And then we're going to click onto here. I'm going to push this up. I'm going to go to menu, because we can, and put the Z index for the menu to 1 as well. And then we're going to go back to pushing it back up. And then we can see the actual size of the logo is a bit small, so we can increase that a little bit. And we could do that by go over here and increasing the width size. I want to increase that. So what we're going to do to just get this back in order is just going to reduce this, and then we're going to go over here to this one, the main one. And then we're going to go back to this one here, and then I'm going to go click on up, And now what we're going to do is going to push this down a little bit because it's just a bit too close to this. So we're going to push this down. Like that. I really don't like how close this is. So I'm gonna. That is actually gonna start annoying me. How it's like the call here is in two columns. That is gonna, yes, that's definitely gonna start annoying me. Anyways, we're gonna go over here to this one. I'm gonna fix that probably at the end because that's just gonna be my own annoyance because not everyone's gonna have in that exact button. But I am gonna fix that after I get this done. So we're gonna go to this one and then we're gonna give that just a bit of spacing there at the top, and then this also needs to be at the far left also because that is looking a bit odd too. Just gonna unlink this. And then what we're gonna do is gonna go back here, and I might as well fix this while I'm here. So I'm gonna click onto this. I'm gonna increase the size, and we're gonna go over here to this one, and we're gonna decrease this, pushing it more to the left. And then this we're gonna go down a little bit more. And then for this one here, for this column, the second one, we're gonna increase that. And then we'll see that there is no need for all of this. And we can go back a tad bit. And I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna push this a bit up. Now let's see how that looks. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is gonna go over to the first heading, and this could be small at the top. Just give a bit more space at the top. Okay, so now yeah, this is what this needs some padding too. So we're gonna go over to the first one. Gonna go over to the whole section of this one, and then we're gonna go to advanced and we're gonna go to the padding. I'm going to unlink this and I'm going to give this some padding. Then we're going to click onto the individual ones, the columns for the individual ones. I'm going to go back to 50. I'm going to go left. Okay, so instead this one is the top, so the top is a bit too much, so gonna unlink that, and then for the top. Okay, so now for this we're gonna go over to, just because I don't like how the subtitle is going to second, so we're gonna go over to style, and then we're gonna go basically just reduce the size to 14, and we can see this is all fine. All these, they're all good, they're all fine. So all the sections were fine. It was just the heading. It was basically just the hero section that was giving issues. And actually for the button, what I could do is just to get this in line is actually reduce it. Reduce the sizing and the padding of the button. So we're going to reduce that. So we're going to put that back at 14. And I'm going to go to padding. I'm going to go top. And I'm going to go bottom. And I'm going to go left. And I'm going to go right. See how that looks. Alright, so now we're going to go with mobile. Whew, mobile is a whole show. Anyway, so we're going to start off with this. So I'm going to give that 31, and then for the second one with the menu, we're going to go. And then for this one, we're gonna go. So we're gonna go over to the second one with the menu, the second column with the menu. And then we're gonna try increase the sizing. Okay, that was a mistake. Gonna go back in history and reverse that. Okay, so now we're gonna go over to this right here, to this setting. I'm going to push this down. 1 second, let me see if you'll be able to click this. Okay, so now I'm going to push this down, and I'm going to reduce the size of the actual text. So I'm going to go over to style, I'm going to go to title and reduce the size of this style. So we're going to push it down to 38. Okay, and we're seeing how that looks. Now this is just a bit too close to the actual, end of the screen. Just going to increase that a tad bit more. Okay, so that's fine. So now while increasing that, we're going to decrease the rest to get that back in line, just like so. So now we're going to see this looks fine, but for the bottom, that definitely needs a bit of padding on the bottom. So now we're looking to go for our intersection. Okay, I hate the way it makes you do this. Like you almost can't change it without unlinking everything and just messing up everything. It's a bit annoying. But anyways, gonna unlink that and then give it some more padding at the bottom. Okay, a little bit more because it's just not it's not even. So 35. Give it some padding at the bottom. Okay, and reduce the padding at the top, just so it doesn't have to compete so much, because padding at the top could be a little bit too much as well. Perfect. So now we're going to also reduce the sizing of not the actual text, but the width of the border for the subtitle. So we're going to go width. I'm going to reduce the size of the width like that. Okay, and then we can see all of these is perfectly fine. This, we're going to remove this, get that back in the middle. And then we can see that is how it looks on the mobile device. Let's go to tablet devices, and we can see that's how it looks on tablet devices. And let's go back on desktop device, and we see that is how it looks on desktop devices as well. So if you guys, I hope you guys were able to enjoy this tutorial and follow it through. I am going to definitely leave timestamps down below, because I know that definitely got confusing, even confused me. So let me know which version you guys prepared, and the guide that I reviewed your website. I hope you watched this video, and I hope you were able to take some valuable tips, and I hope this video was able to help you. And keep on going, man, and I look forward to uploading the next video next week. And make sure you guys like, subscribe, and so you guys do know when I do upload next week. And have a nice day, and a Merry Christmas for people who are celebrating Christmas this year. So have a nice day.